right, we're live. Manic Vandals podcast number 14. Here we
Yes.
are again. So I'm the host of this podcast, Dave, aka Church. With me always is Gigantic Mean,
Hey, everybody.
and we're gonna change up the format a little bit here. We're finally gonna officially do it where we split off topics into separate episodes, and today's episode is bands. Um,
Yay.
yeah, it finally happened. What do we got here? We got the following cards are banned from Standard. We got Alron's Epiphany, Divide by Zero, Faceless Haven, and Omnath, but he was banned already. Historic, Memory
Oh,
Lapse, and Teferi Time Raveler has been rebalanced and unbanned. Well, let's start with Standard because that's
okay. Yeah.
that's the important shit. All right, so yeah, Epiphany's banned, Divide by Zero's banned, Faceless Haven's banned. I like it for sure.
hmm Yeah.
Personally, I would have liked to see Chariot banned too. Uh, but uh, Epiphany and Divide by Zero in particular, those were like the really not fun cards.
No.
Like
No.
like aside from being like broken, it was just not fun. So, uh, yeah. So that's definitely good.
Yeah. And they, for me, it's just it kills that turns deck pretty much. I mean, they're still gonna um try to eke out that what's that red card that does the turns with the drag, and they'll probably do dragons, but I still don't think it's as powerful as it was now with this.
Yeah.
The
Oh yeah.
the o Now see, now I like if you read down there that they make the ability they start talking about, says the ability of Divide by Zero to cover a variety of angles of attack frequently gives these decks enough time to enact, protect a powerful endgame like Lear and Hullbreaker. And so they got rid of Divide by Zero to make them less effective against mid-range and slow decks. And I just don't know if Lear and Disciple, I mean Lear and Hullbreaker, I mean they're still powerful cards. I don't
Yeah.
know what I mean, I don't know if it's just blue hate in me, but I don't know what matches up to them. But I know Lear is what, a turn 5 drop, and Hullbreaker is 7, turn 7.
Um.
So
Yeah.
yeah, 5 and Hullbreaker is 7. And it has flash. So that's
yeah.
yeah. I think Hullbreaker's more broken than Lear. Lear's easier to deal with than Hullbreaker. But yeah, Faceless Haven though, what do you think about that? Do you think it was necessary?
Uh. I don't know. I don't know. I actually like cards like that just
I
because.
do too.
Uh. So the thing I like, and this is coming from like a stupid Gruul player, is I like anything that sort of ducks around board wipes.
hmm
And those were pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
uh,
let's
good.
let's face it though. Yeah, I think it's a fair card because anybody can run it. All they have to do is run Snowlands.
Right.
You know, I just the blue player can have it, the white, green. Anybody can play that card. I don't agree with it being banned. I don't think it was that broken.
Yeah. Well, I reading their logic, it's to hit mono white and mono green because I guess they fit in those the easiest. Uh,
Yeah,
which makes, I mean, it makes sense. I guess. Uh, basis it represent. Um, I don't know.
Uh-uh. Yeah.
I
I
mean,
don't know either.
I feel like I feel like I feel like black is gonna be pretty gonna be kind of scary because Meat Hook Massacre just got that much
Yes.
better. Also,
Mhm.
what Blood on the Snow?
Yeah, Blood on the Snow.
Yeah,
I love that card.
yeah. So those board wipes just got a nice little boost
Mm.
because there's pretty much no hiding from it. I mean, there is, but uh,
Yeah, Redain and Thalia kick Blood on the Snow in the butt, but you gotta have them both out, you know?
right, yeah. Uh, Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I always prefer over banning as opposed to under banning.
Yeah,
So
I'm with you on that.
so
Oh, hit my camera.
yeah,
Yeah.
got a little too excited over these
Yeah.
bans.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
so whatever. I mean, it's fine that Faceless Haven got banned. I don't agree with it, but I don't really care. Uh,
Yeah.
so but yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how this ends up. So, like, in your experience playing recently, like, what do you think? What do you think the prominent deck is going to be?
I don't know. I have drifted towards black. I know a lot of the videos are showing that, but that Golgari, I'm telling you, uh, I know we just did one video, but I put it on ladder, and I haven't been beat on ladder with it yet. Um,
Oh,
that
really?
yeah, and that being said, maybe it's because the algorithm doesn't pick it up as a prominent deck, you
Mm,
know. But that deck it's a powerhouse. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but um, when you Blood on the Snow late game, and then bring out Storm the Festival, and you start popping stuff out, it's really it takes over. I don't know though. I mean, I think we'll still see white and green as nasty as can be until it goes. I see zombies. People are getting wild cards now, and I'm starting to see a lot more zombies. Which the zombie decks are good. That's black though, you know. And what's the other? I mean, that faced one zombie deck that was just it was a nightmare. He wore me easily out pretty easy, but that's I see those being a handful too. I don't know what Kamigawa was going to do to it. We'll talk about that later. I know, but yeah, I mean, just for me, I think black. I think black will be something to deal with. I think it's the thing about black. You've got to ramp up to get past white and green. So you got to get to the Blood on the Snow, and once you get to that, it's your game. Pretty much, or Meat Hook, one or the other. If you can drop one of those and wipe the board a few times, you've got the game. You
mm-hmm.
know, white and green typically don't recover from that.
Right. Yeah.
So
Um. Yeah. I mean, clerics is going to be pretty good.
yeah, like
uh, like not Naya's sort of a thing, and they
yeah,
didn't really get hit. Uh, I mean, they didn't get hit. So,
yes, they did.
uh, yeah.
Rakdos, that deck I played last night, that went up today with the painter on it. By the way, if anyone's watching this, go look at that thumbnail. Well, it's hilarious, but it is. And I put it on TikTok, and anybody from TikTok that came over should have saw the post I put up with it, where I put the Bob Ross tree song on it. Oh my gosh. It's awesome. But anyway, anybody should check that out. But
Yeah.
yeah, that Rakdos that Rakdos deck was pretty good. I mean, it won surprisingly, and there's only 5 removal cards in it, which I thought was surprising at how well it did.
Right. Um, and that was the Rakdos like treasures.
Yes, right, those
Yeah.
treasures. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I mean, you got like Goldspan Dragon and shit in there. So, um,
Yep, Goldspan Dragon, Blood on the Snow. It just yeah, it's nasty.
yeah,
And it's got Tibble in there too. So
yeah.
I think I
Interesting.
got yeah, I think I got Tibbled out on like the one game I got him out on like turn 4 or turn 5, something like that, which is very doable with the treasures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, just sort of poking around here. Looks like some people splash green for Chariot.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
which I mean, I don't know. It is Chariot. I'm not sure if it like really fits into the whole like thing though.
Yeah.
But
They're probably looking at something that that's harder to remove, you know?
yeah. Yeah, wait a second. They got rid of Faceless Haven because it's hard to remove, yet like Chariot's still there.
Nice. I know.
Uh, I mean, obviously a land's a little harder to hit, but
Yeah, it is. But yeah, but they left all the other man lands, you know? I mean, the
yeah,
other man lands I think are just as good. You know, what's the black one that has Menace that exiles in the graveyard? I mean, that card's stout too. Can't
yeah.
think of it.
Uh,
What?
I Tyrant.
Yeah, the Eye Tyrant. Yeah, he's good. You know?
Yeah, yeah. But Bugbears, that's one everybody fucking uses for good reason. I mean, that thing's nuts.
Yeah, it is nuts.
Um,
Yeah. I got whooped by some goblins the other day. I was like, "Oh gosh, I'm playing goblins. I don't have anything to get rid of all this mess." Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Goblins is a weird. That's a weird deck in standard. It like sneaks up on you.
Yeah, when you run into it, you know it. I mean, it's
Yeah,
like it's amazing.
yeah.
So, I mean, and we look at this, and so we don't know. I guess the only thing they did was retool the Time Walker, but I don't know what he got. Do you for the historic? And I guess
Uh, um. All right.
oh, read more about the rebalances. So here's all the rebalances. If you
Yeah,
click that for alchemy, oh wow.
yeah. So Teferi, he now costs 2 and a white and a blue, so 4 mana total. He now has 5 starting loyalty up from 4, and
Hmm,
his static ability is now your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. Uh, I think
really?
that's yeah. Well, that's a lot worse than it was. Uh, because before you could only cast instants at sorcery speed. Uh,
Right.
which was just like brutal. Like if you're playing the wrong deck in that scenario, I mean you just like lose the game.
Mm.
Uh so I don't know. I mean I agree with it. It's definitely worse than it was, and it was definitely too annoying to deal with, you know.
Yeah.
Uh
Something you want to kill quick.
yeah, it was definitely banned for a good reason. So, uh we'll see. I mean, it definitely I don't know. It's sort of hard to measure, uh, but I feel like I don't know, just step in the right direction. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Um, and then as far as all this other stuff, there's like a lot in here.
There is.
uh, I don't know if it's really worth going through all of this. Uh,
Yeah, I don't know hardly any of these cards. You know,
yeah,
the Cloister Gargoyle.
Uh,
So he lowered the cost and reduced the toughness. That was an 04, and the cost is 2 now instead of 3.
yeah.
So
So,
they did, but it is interesting. They left divide by zero. They didn't ban it in alchemy.
right. Yeah.
But they adjusted it.
Uh, right. Yeah. I mean, and I guess I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see how this whole thing like pans out. You know, like the whole like alchemy like thing.
Yeah. Well, they weakened Hullbreaker too in alchemy.
Oh, it can
And
be
Lear.
countered. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah. And Lear, they said they added during your turn on the flashback ability. So they can't flashback on our turn.
yeah. Let me find that one.
It's right underneath
Yeah.
the yeah.
As long as it's your turn, each thing can be in your graveyard has flashback. This is oh right, okay.
That'll be
uh,
curious, you know?
yeah.
They what's amazing is they recognize it's a problem and they're already adjusting it in alchemy, you know?
Right. But this begs the question: are you gonna play alchemy because of this stuff?
No.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Uh, yeah. I
uh,
mean, it's like I said, it's another format you have to learn. I mean, it's just if I'm going to learn another format, I'm going to do limited because I think I'm not going to open my mind up to more cards. I'm going to reduce my mind, you know. So,
yeah.
you know,
Uh, yeah. And it's kind of weird. Uh, as someone who finds enjoyment out of historic, it's like there's a lot more cards there, and these cards do go to historic, but and I know some people get fussy when this is said, but these alchemy cards don't really do that much. I mean, you do see them,
mm,
but uh it's not like routine or rampant. So I'll just deal with these as I see them.
yeah.
Uh,
So they're only taking what'll help them. Basically, is what you're telling me. Yeah, they're only putting in what's going to make a difference. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
all right. So yeah, that I think that wraps up our
Yeah.
little banned and restricted. So whatever, if you think we're fucking stupid for something we think's gonna happen or isn't gonna happen, whatever, let us know. And yeah, so that's Manic Vandals podcast number 14 in the books.
Yes.
And until next time, we will see you guys later.
All right. See you guys.